Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode, I want to answer one important question, and this is which Trek Domane road bike should you buy in 2022? But before we start, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and hit that little like button because it's going to help in growing the channel. And of course, if you are already a subscriber, then definitely thank you. So, as I was saying, this is a very interesting question, which I get asked a lot, and this is all about, which Trek Domane road bike should I buy in 2022? This is going to be my personal opinion, and I will give you a framework how to think about buying your Trek Domane bike in 2022. So you see, first thing first, I'm going to divide it into few sections. First, we're going to discuss about choosing your carbon fiber frame and fork. Then we'll talk about the group set you can get on the Trek Domane. So everything from the, of course, shifters, front mech, rear mech, crankset and the cassette, and then we'll talk about which choice of wheels you should go for, and at the end I can also mention a bit about hydraulic disc brakes, which options you can choose from. When it comes to the paint schemes on these bikes, of course you will always be limited with certain paint schemes which are available on certain levels of Trek Domane. For example, if you go to the highest level of Trek Domane, which is Trek Domane SLR, like the one that we are currently looking at, of course you're going to have a choice of 5 beautiful paint schemes. On some other levels of Trek Domane, like the, let's say, the basic version Trek Domane SL, you might only have 3 paint schemes to choose from. So if you are really into a certain paint scheme, that might definitely limit your choice when it comes to Trek Domane. So, as I said, let's first kick off with the carbon fiber frame and the fork. So, what are your choices here? So, if you go for the top level Trek Domane SLR, of course you will have the top level Trek's OCL V700 carbon fiber frame. Personally, I would immediately eliminate the Trek Domane SLR, because I just think it's too expensive for what it is. The only secret sauce on the Trek's SLR range is this top level carbon fiber frame and the fork, but the starting price is already $7,500 US. So personally, I just wouldn't bother with the Domane SLR level of the bikes. Of course, they also come with their personalization. You can customize them in the paint schemes, but again, considering the starting price of $7,500 US, I would personally skip it. That leaves us with the Trek Domane SL range. So here you have, of course, starting with Trek Domane SL5, one option. Then we can talk a little bit about the Domane SL6 option. Then a little bit about the SL6 ETAP option, so electronic group set from SRAM, and then the top of the range I would consider would be the Trek Domane SL7 with the Shimano Ultegra electronic group set. So as I said, when it comes to the carbon fiber frame and the fork, all these Domane SL level bikes come with the carbon fiber OCL V500 level carbon fiber frame and the fork, and also keep in mind that Trek offers you a lifetime warranty on their carbon fiber frames, and I'm not sure now, is it 10 years warranty on the forks, or maybe they have also extended it to lifetime warranty on the forks. But all these bikes, as I say, this is a 500 series OCLV carbon, and I would strongly recommend you to go with this level of the carbon fiber frame and the fork. Also, keep in mind that since we are speaking about Trek Domane platform, this is a typical endurance road bike, a bit more relaxed geometry, long days in the saddle, and here the secret sauce is the ISO-speed decoupler. So you have an ISO-speed decoupler on the front and ISO-speed decoupler on the back. So your seat stays can move independently of the top tube. The seat tube can move independently of the top tube and the seat stays, and in the front you also have a bit of movement, which can definitely soak up a lot of road bumps. These bikes, as you already know, are going to be super comfortable, and this carbon fiber frame and the fork comes with internal cable routing, 12mm through axles both front and the back, and also flat mount disc brakes, both the front and the back. And also I forgot to mention that with this 500 series OCLV carbon on the Trek Domane SL, you will get fender mounts, which is also absolutely great, and there's a little bit of storage at the down tube of these bikes, which is a very handy little trick from Trek, where you can store some of the pieces, the tools that you need to bring with yourself, or maybe you want to bring some food when you are going for a longer bike rides. So this is my advice when it comes to the carbon fiber frame and the fork. Just focus on the Trek Domane SL range and choose this 500 series OCLV carbon fiber frame, and also the Trek's Domane SL level carbon fiber forks. Now let's talk about the group set on these bikes. So you can start, when you look at Trek Domane SL5, you can have Shimano's 105 mechanical group set, for example. So shifters, front mech, rear mech, crankset, cassette, everything is going to be, Shimano's 105 level group set. If you go a step up, so when we were at the Trek Domane SL5, the retail price was $3,230. When you step up a little bit to the Trek Domane SL6, now already the price goes to $4,230, but now you are getting, the Shimano's Ultegra level mechanical group set. So shifters, front mech, rear mech, crankset, cassette, chain, everything again on the Shimano Ultegra level. Or if you are more into electronic group sets, then you have to go for the Trek Domane SL6 ETAP, which will give you electronic group set from SRAM, 12-speed electronic group set, which is SRAM Rival Access. Or if you like the Shimano's electronic group set, then you'll have to go for the Domane SL7 with the starting price of $6,630. I forgot to mention that with the Domane SL6 ETAP, the retail price is going to be $4,730. So as you see, when it comes to the group sets, you have to choose between mechanical or electronic group set. Personally, my advice here is to go for the mechanical group set. A simple reason is that it's going to be very easy to service, and of course much cheaper to service and replace any parts if you need to replace it. And since this bike is primarily endurance road bike, long days in the cell, you might end up somewhere, far away from your home. When something goes wrong with your electronic group set, you might be really in a lot of trouble. But if you have a mechanical group set, very simple, Shimano 105 or Shimano Ultegra, there will definitely be no problems. So personally, my advice would be to go with the mechanical group set, which definitely then leaves you with the do you want Shimano's 105 mechanical group set, or can you save a bit more money to go for the Shimano's Ultegra mechanical group set? Now let's talk a little bit about your choice of the wheels. So you see, on majority of these Domane's SL, we are speaking about classical Bontrager aluminum wheels. So again, there's always going to be a choice between, for example, Bontrager Paradigm classical aluminum wheels, or you will again have the choice of choosing a bit more advanced wheels, which will be the Bontrager Aeolus carbon fiber wheels. Again, personally, I think that on these levels of the bikes, you should stick with the classical aluminum wheel set, and then in the future, if you really want, or once when you destroy this wheel set, you can always upgrade to the more advanced aluminum wheel set, for example, DT Swiss, Zip, some other manufacturers, or even carbon fiber. So my advice would definitely be to stick with the aluminum wheel set on these bikes. When it comes to the braking performance, luckily all of these Trek Domane SL level bikes come with the hydraulic disc brakes, so that's absolutely great. There's nothing special to mention here. You can go from the Shimano's 105 level hydraulic disc brakes all the way to the SRAM level hydraulic disc brakes, or again, if you prefer Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, there is also this option. But what I'm really glad here is that everything is, as I say, hydraulic disc brakes, 160mm braking rotors front and the back, so they definitely didn't cut corners here. And the final choice you can kind of make a little bit is some of the smaller pieces on the bike, like handlebar and the stem, seat post, but again, luckily for you, all the seat posts here are going to be carbon fiber seat post, superb choice always, and all the handlebars and the stem, again, luckily, are going to be separate pieces. You know I'm a big fan of separate pieces because it's so easy to upgrade in the future, and it's very easy to find your preferred position on the bike because handlebar and the stem as separate pieces. Some of them can be aluminium, some of them can be carbon fiber pieces. As it is, I would gladly stick with the aluminium pieces. So now when you consider these 4 bikes that in my opinion are worth your attention, so we have the Domane SL5 with the retail price $3,230 or Domane SL6 with the retail price of $4,230. So these are the mechanical group sets. And then you have the electronic group sets, Domane SL6 ETAP and Domane SL7 with the Ultegra electronic group set. As I said, I would eliminate the bikes with the electronic group sets on this level of the bike. So personally, my choice would be between the Domane SL5 or Domane SL6. And the way I would think about it is this. Personally, I would save a bit more money and buy the Trek Domane SL6 for the 2022 season, where the retail price is $4,230. But if you are really, squeezed with money and you can't save a bit more money, then definitely just go with the Domane SL5, which retails for $3,230. It's a great bike, and you will definitely enjoy it, and in the future it's very easy to upgrade. But as I say, my recommendation personally would be to save a bit more money and go for the Trek Domane SL6, primarily because you are getting a full Shimano Ultegra mechanical group set and also full Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes on this bike. So, this is my recommendation for you. Please do let me know in the comments below which one of these would you go for. So I think this is gonna be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, please do subscribe and hit that little like button. And as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!